Today, we're diving into Rick Hanson's incredible book, Buddha's Brain. Now, what's so cool about this book is how it takes these two worlds that seem so far apart, ancient Buddhist wisdom and cutting-edge modern neuroscience, and smashes them together. The core idea is simple, but it's an absolute game changer. We can actually use our minds to change our brains for the better. Let's get into it. So, this is the big question, right? This is what the whole thing really boils down to. It almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? I mean, can your thoughts, your feelings, all this stuff that feels so intangible really physically reshape the 3-pound lump of tissue in your skull? Well, as you're about to see, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And there it is. That's the powerful premise of the entire book. Look, this isn't just some feel-good abstract philosophy. This is a practical, science-backed reality. The argument is that once you understand a little bit about how your brain is wired, you get the owner's manual. You gain the power to consciously change it, and when you do that, you fundamentally change how you experience your life. So how on earth is this even possible? Well, it all comes down to this amazing property of the brain called neuroplasticity. See, your brain isn't this fixed, static thing you're stuck with. Not at all. It's more like living clay, constantly remodeling and reshaping itself based on every single thing you do, think, and feel. This famous little line from psychologist Donald Hebb pretty much sums it all up. Think about it. Every time you have a thought, any thought, a specific pattern of brain cells or neurons lights up. They fire together. And the more you have that thought, the more that same pattern fires, and the stronger the connections between those neurons become. They literally start to wire together. Your mental life is actively building your brain. The consequences of this are, well, they're huge. It means that every little thing that flows through your mind, every worry, every moment of joy, every passing thought leaves a little trace. And over time, those little traces become superhighways. This is incredible news because it means we have the power. We can choose what we focus on, and by doing that, literally sculpt our brains to be happier and more resilient. Okay, but wait. If our brains are so amazing and self-transforming, why do so many of us spend so much time feeling stressed, anxious, and unhappy? To get that, we've got to look way, way back to what our brains were originally designed to do, which was, first and foremost, just to survive. And this is the great paradox, isn't it? The very same programming that kept our ancient ancestors alive out on the savannah is now the source of so much of our modern-day psychological suffering. You could say we're running ancient survival-focused hardware in a world that has completely changed. Our brains basically evolved these 3 core strategies to keep us alive: creating a sense of me versus the world, trying to keep everything inside us stable and balanced, and, of course, chasing the good stuff, the carrots, while dodging the bad stuff, the sticks. And hey, these strategies are fantastic for passing on your genes, but they have this one massive, unfortunate side effect. They create suffering. A huge part of that whole avoiding threats strategy is something called the negativity bias. You gotta remember, for our ancestors, missing one potential threat, like a rustle in the grass, could mean death. Missing an opportunity for a tasty berry? Not so critical. So our brains evolved to be hypervigilant for the bad stuff. It's an evolutionary hangover that's still with us every single day. And this metaphor from the book just nails it, doesn't it? Your brain is like Velcro for anything negative and Teflon for anything positive. You can have 100 good things happen in a day, but what's the one thing you're replaying in your head at night? It's probably that one critical comment or that one thing that went wrong. The bad stuff sticks, and the good stuff just slides right off. Okay, so we're wired for negativity. It's not our fault, it's just our evolutionary inheritance. So what can we do about it? Well, the book offers this absolutely brilliant metaphor to help us figure out what we can control and what we can't. It's the idea of first and second darts. Okay, so picture this. The first dart is just life. It's the inevitable, unavoidable pain that happens to all of us. You stub your toe, you get a rejection email, someone says something unkind. It hurts. That's the first dart. But the second dart? That's what we do. That's our reaction. It's the anger, the shame, the guilt, the endless worrying we pile on top of the initial pain. It's the story we tell ourselves about the first dart. And this, right here, might be the most powerful and liberating idea in the entire book. You can't stop all the first darts. Life is going to throw them. But you absolutely have a choice about whether you pick up that second dart and throw it at yourself. Most of what we call suffering, it isn't the first dart. It's the second, third, and fourth starts that we inflict on ourselves. So if we can choose not to throw that second dart, can we take it a step further? Can we actually rewire our brains to be less reactive in the first place and more resilient? You bet. And this is where we move from understanding the problem to finding the solution. This is the science of hope, right here. It's called positive neuroplasticity. And all it means is that we can consciously, deliberately, take in good experiences, hold them in our awareness for a little bit, and use that process to build lasting positive changes in our brain structure. And the key word here is actively. This isn't about just passively waiting for good things to happen to us. No, this is about becoming an active gardener of your own mind. You get to use your attention to plant and water the seeds of calm and happiness and love, directly counteracting that old negativity bias. Okay, this all sounds really good in theory, right? But what does it look like in real life? How do you actually do it? Well, the book gives us a beautifully simple, practical technique for putting positive neuroplasticity into action. So this is the big how-to question, isn't it? If our brains really are Teflon for positive stuff and Velcro for negative stuff, how do we get the good experiences to actually stick around long enough to make a difference? How do we turn a fleeting pleasant moment into a lasting inner strength? Here it is. It's a simple 3-step mental exercise. First, you just have to notice something good. It could be tiny, a nice text, the sun on your face, a job well done. Then turn that fact into a feeling. Actually let yourself feel good about it. Second, and this is the most important part, savor it. Stay with that good feeling for, say, 10, 15, 20 seconds. That's how long it takes for your neurons to really start firing and wiring together. And third, just imagine that good feeling sinking into you, becoming a part of you. This quote just summarizes the whole thing so perfectly. The weeds are those old, automatic, negative thought patterns that our negativity bias loves to grow. Planting flowers is this active, conscious process of taking in the good, of cultivating new pathways for joy and peace and strength in your brain. And this is the final, most empowering takeaway. This isn't about waiting for some huge, life-changing event to make you happy. It's about the small stuff. The taste of your morning coffee, a hug from a friend, a song you love. By just consciously savoring these little moments, day after day, you are literally, physically, building a happier brain, one synapse at a time. So, I'll leave you with this question. You don't have to wait. This whole process can start right now. Just for a second, look around you. Think about your day so far. What's one small, good thing you can notice, savor, and really let sink in? That's not just a nice thought. That's an act of changing your brain for the better. So, what good will you take in today?